Good morning, scholars. Welcome back to the Kemet Maasai Academy. We're continuing the series of student motivational videos, and I'm reading from the book, The Student's Master Plan, Hardcore Rules for a Lifetime of Success. The passage that I'm reading from this morning is entitled Presentation of Work. Your presentation of work is the condition of the material that you are handing in to your teacher to be corrected or graded. Usually your work material will take the form of a notebook, folder paper, paper folder, or three-dimensional project. Whatever the format, you should strive to have your work neat, tidy, complete, and accurate to the best of your ability. Your work tells a lot about you. What you give to others tells not only how you feel about yourself, but also how you feel about the person you are giving it to. Many people feel offended when they are given things of low quality. They take it to mean that the giver does not hold them in high esteem. Giving things of inferior quality can also mean that you do not think highly of yourself. Your work is a representation of you. You should try to put your best foot forward at all times. You wouldn't go for an interview in torn, crumpled, dirty clothes. So why send your books and papers to represent you looking like homeless riffraffs? When someone takes up your work, they should smile in admiration, not frown in disgust. No one enjoys reading anything that they have to strain to decipher, or that will eventually cause eye damage. Teachers are often exhausted and don't need the extra task of having to decode your writing. Examiners have hundreds of papers to mark. It is only natural for them to be turned off by poor quality writing. Don't run the risk of having someone toss your paper aside out of frustration. It may be the most wonderful essay in the world, but no one will ever find that out if they are too scared to try to decipher it. Your letters should be well formed, your words adequately spaced, and the rules of punctuation adhered to. A neat, beautifully crafted paper will put your teacher in a pleasant mood, and he or she will be more appreciative of your work. What are some of the messages that your work sends out about you? When your presentation is poor, it screams these things. I am an untidy, poorly organized student. I am too lazy to form my letters and space my words properly. I don't care enough to bother about grammar and punctuation. I'm a glutton, so I smudge food all over my worksheet. My eraser is dirty, and that doesn't bother me. I don't care very much what my teacher thinks about my work. So these are the messages we send out when we give up poor quality work. Your work is a reflection of you. When your presentation is just good, it says this about you. I am interested in my work, and I try to keep it neat and tidy most of the time. I could do better, but I don't think I need to. I am all right with being average. You know that saying, oh, I just want to be good enough. Well, good enough is not good enough. Remember that. Good enough is not good enough. So you don't want to be mediocre. You don't want to be in the middle. You know, you want to be excellent. So when your presentation is excellent, it says this about you. I am very concerned about what my teacher thinks about my work. It is very important that I write neatly and keep my paper clean. I pay attention to details. I want my teacher to appreciate my work. Having excellent presentation will not guarantee that you will get excellent grades, because, of course, other things have to be taken into consideration. But it certainly does put your teacher in a better mood. And when teachers are in a good mood, you never know. Alright, so how you present your work to the teacher, and even just how you present your work to yourself, how you keep your work in your notebooks, even if you're not going to give it up to anybody else. It's just there for you to see. The notebook. It reflects how you feel about yourself. And the work that you present to someone, it reflects too how you feel about them. Now you should hold yourself and your teacher in high regard, to the point where you don't allow yourself to give up mediocre or substandard work. When you do your homework, or you're doing your projects, or you're doing your classwork or your tests, the presentation is very important. If you're going to be smudging dirt marks all over the place, you're eating and doing the work, and the greasy hands smudging all over the place, so when you put down the work, ants go in and they bite up the paper. Or you just leave it and something is spilled on it, you're trying to wipe that off, it just looks so messy. And then you're going to take that and hand it into somebody. That is saying you don't have any respect for that person, and you don't have any respect for yourself. Now, your handwriting, you should also try to get your handwriting up to a level where it can at least be understood. I always say to my students, even if you write the most brilliant essay, the most interesting story, even if all your answers are correct, if the teacher or the examiner can't make out what you have on the paper, they will not know that it's the most brilliant essay or the most interesting story. They will not know the answers are correct, because the answers will look like something else. And if it is the case of an exam, remember, the examiner is not likely to even know who you are. When you're in the class and you're talking with you're giving the work to the teacher, there's some kind of lenience on the part of the teacher, because she knows you, she kind of knows what you're trying to say, and she's working with you. The examiner is not likely to know you at all, might not even see your name. The examiner might just see a number. Reflected that's your paper, but it's a number that they're going to see. And so, remember, they have hundreds or thousands of papers to mark. So if they come upon a paper that is not well presented, is not legible, is very untidy, remember, these are human beings. And we respond well to things that are in a particular order. So if you have 100 or thousands of papers marking, and you see the ones that come and they don't look presentable, you're not going to feel pleased about it, and that attitude can reflect in the grade. We are human beings. The examiner should be objective, and it should not rely on how they feel, but they are human beings. So if you want to avoid all of that, just make your work presentable. Make it so that anybody can take it up and it's legible. They can at least make out what you have on the paper. Whether it's wrong or right is another level, but at least they should know what you are saying. And it shouldn't be smudged and smeared and splattered with all kind of things and torn and dirty. No. You should strive to give excellent presentation of your work. If it's a project that you're doing, find out how the teacher wants it to be presented, whether it's in a folder or it's a diagram you need to draw, or whatever it is. find out how it should be presented, and then abide by the rules, abide by the guidelines, and keep it clean and neat. Don't wait till the last minute so you have to be rushing, because then you might make mistakes. Then you're trying to rub that out and the eraser is dirty and it leaves smudges and you're trying to get that out. It's just a whole big mess, just a big mess. You want to avoid that kind of thing. You want, when someone takes up your work, they say, even if it's nonsense you have on the paper, even if everything is wrong, the presentation alone might give you, maybe give you a little mark. Even if you would have gotten 0, the teacher would say, no, but this presentation is so excellent. I'm going to give this child something for the presentation. But what if both the presentation and the work itself are excellent? Then you know you're a straight A or A plus student, because you're going to get your grade for the presentation, plus the fact that your answers are correct, or your story is brilliant, your essay is brilliant, that kind of thing. So all these things work together for the full package, right? And you don't want to lose any marks at all. You want to get your full marks. Alright, so please share this video so other students and parents and teachers can stay motivated. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, I encourage you to do so. Remember, we have math videos as well. We have mathematics videos from grade 4 all the way to grade 11. So take advantage of those, share them as much as you can. I'll see you in the next video.